Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast. Season 11, episode 9. This episode made me mad. I'm fucking mad. Let's talk about it.
Alicia was already mad in the pre-show, so don't worry. She's enraged.
Bro.
Rolling in hot.
This episode also just, I really was angry at the end of this episode.
Me too.
I really was.
I feel like I'm living in La La Land.
No, because I refuse to live in the same land as Lauren from Utah at this point. She's one of the people on my list, as you could tell.
I agree.
We'll get to it. Anyway, before we get to it, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, which also does Martha's Vineyard and Winter House. And we have One Season Wonders. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. We do have a new review. If we want to liven that up a little bit, I'll read it with as much joy as I can. Yeah. It's from Amber Cannon, and it's titled Love You Guys, and it's 5 stars, obviously. And Amber says, love this podcast. I may not always agree with every opinion. That's me. That's Sheena. I know. It's me. But I'm also not delusional enough to think everyone should agree with me all the time. That's very grown-up of you. I think everyone should agree with me. The recaps are in-depth and funny, and it's so nice to have an outlet because my husband can only handle so much of my VPR talk. Keep it up, ladies. Thanks, Amber. We're in this for life, it seems.
Thanks for finding us. We're here for all the talks. All of it.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Vanderpasta and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I and sometimes Sarah talk about whatever the hell we want because it's our show. Sometimes it makes me very angry. Also, you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just said. Plus, when we go back and we watch old seasons of shows, we'll do a Bravo after show so we can talk about spoilers. However, this show is live, so we will talk about spoilers on the podcast. Also, we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to, God, why does my internet go fast enough? Okay, I got it. Thank you to Allie, Chris, Darby, Dee, Gabriella, Jackie, Jamie, Kirsten, Jennifer, Casey, I messed it up, whatever, Kelsey, Chrissy, Lady Swamp Witch, Lauren, Lindsay, Robin, Sammy, Sarah L, Sarah R, Tierney, Tonette, Tracy, Emily, Gina, Isabella, Leanne, Taylor, and Tara. Yay! Welcome! We're obviously God, I need to calm down. So happy.
It's a tone of voice. I can't.
I'm sorry. Listen. Okay. I'll say this. I will say this. Misogynistic assholes are not welcome on this podcast.
No.
That is what I will say.
Or anywhere near this podcast. We're talking to you, Sarah.
Go watch girls basketball. Go watch girls basketball and be happy. Anyway, I can't wait for them to play tomorrow. That's going to be awesome.
That'll give you a breath of fresh air after this chaos.
I know. I can't wait. You know what? I feel better now. Okay. For $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, during live seasons, which is now, I will post in the Patreon and ask for your questions, comments, opinions, concerns, and you will give them to us, and we will read them live on the Patreon or on this episode, whatever. You know what I mean. You listen to it every week. You get it. Who's jumping in at episode 8 or 9, you know? They've heard this.
Season 11.
Season 11. Who the fuck just joined? I'm just kidding. If you did, welcome. But if you just started listening at episode 9, that's a little wild. So I question.
And Alicia isn't always this way.
I should be. No, I'm just kidding. And also at $5 a month, I will pick a patron of the episode. So, yay, I come prepared, but my brain's not working. So, episode is dedicated to Chrissy. Chrissy, I hope you're not a misogynist.
Woo!
Great. Let me write her name down.
I was waiting for her to say, no, I'm not, but she's probably going to say that just
out loud.
Recording.
Can you just let us know if you're not a misogynist so I know?
I know you're not.
Now I need to know, Chrissy.
We just wanted to pause to let you answer yourself.
Answer it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Also for our $5 patrons, this is probably, I think, the last week you can sign up to be a $5 patron. before we do our mid-season review Zoom call.
Oh my God, it's coming.
So come join
We're gonna
us.
chat. We're going to chat on all things Vanderpump Rules and probably
And
Summer House. Yeah,
just
we'll do
get
it.
to know each other, chit-chat, a little hang, a little group hang.
We'll do a little hello circle. It'll be fun. Okay, so
Hello circle.
let's get into this freaking episode, shall we? Okay, so previously on Vanderpump Rules, Ariana and Sandoval are still sharing the house. Schwartz has introduced us to Joe. Allie read Joe's chart and wants her to feel welcomed. Sandoval cried in a closet. James has confronted Sandoval. Lala has confronted Sandoval. Sheena has confronted Sandoval. Jax has confronted Sandoval.
Mm-hmm.
Are we done? Who knows? Let's see.
Probably not.
So we open up at James and Allie's house. James is training Hippie. He's also picking out Allie's clothes. Allie tells us she isn't a shopper, so James picks her outfit, steams her clothes, and they're working up to him curling her hair. This made me happy. A man who can learn to curl hair.
I like this.
Same.
I thought this was so cute.
It was
like,
so cute.
what a great... It doesn't shock me because, like, James has been on the show for a while. I feel like anybody in reality TV tends to, like, get into their wardrobe a little bit more.
Their fashion era, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, James, I always think James looks good.
James looks great. He always has his hair done.
Also, I wonder if he's the one who picked out their matching aloe.
Probably.
Like,
he was like,
outfits.
Allie, we're on TV. We're
going to match. He's like, we're going to match.
Like, whatever, weirdo. So... James is going to play, he's DJing at the Hotel Ziggy tonight, which is the same place that Allie and Raquel first talked, that really awkward conversation.
Why do we need to be back here? I didn't think this location was that great, but I guess they're willing to let James DJ and record this chaos.
Sir was closed this day. I don't know. So Allie invited Joe for tonight. And James is like, no, yeah, she's weird, but she seems nice. That's an exact quote from James. I know people have said don't say weird. James called her weird, but said us. She seems nice. I find her strange.
And what was the word we used last episode?
Not my cup of tea.
That was not it.
Not my cup of Joe?
Not my cup of Joe.
Ba-doom-tsh.
I mean, anyway, we got Sloppy Joe this episode later, and
that's hilarious. I can't wait. That was
wait
hilarious. That's what she will be known as. No, that's mean, but hilarious. Okay, so Tom and Ariana's house. Billy Lee is here for some reason to like see Sandoval in his room. She's very nervous whenever she comes and goes to like run into Ariana.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. What are you scared of with Ariana? You were really close friends with her prior to this.
Also, then don't come over, Billy Lee. I don't know.
I constantly feel like there's this like overarching agreement that like Tom's the victim now and like Ariana's the villain. And I just don't understand it.
I need to post the tweets that I got for this week, but someone tweeted, it's really funny how your golden boy, Tom Sandoval, has not been on to Watch What Happens Live to promote the show. Are you scared of what he'll say live, Bravo? Like, if you're going to back this horse, this is what you got to do.
That's so true. I wonder if they were waiting to put him on till like later in the season, thinking like we would all receive this like redemption arc really well. And like he would get to come on and be like, everybody's been so nice.
I'm glad it's not being received. Like collectively, this is terrible. Okay, so Billy tells Sandoval she's bringing that random girl tea from the pool party. And she's like, it could be a casual thing. And I was like, ugh, what right mind are you like, you know what? I'm going to hook up my friend with this guy who just cheated on his relationship of 10 years. I'm not hooking up my friend with that dude.
I would be so upset if you did this to me. You are a bad friend.
Excuse me?
He is a liability in a dating situation.
Yes. Why would you put your friend onto this? I don't know. So Sandoval doesn't know what's going on with Ariana, but he loves his house. He tells us how his lawyers drafted a letter to Ariana about Sandoval buying the house at top dollar. Sandoval says all she has to do is sign it, but she hasn't heard back. Or he hasn't heard back. Which we all know he didn't include the furniture.
There's so much wrong with that letter. Ariana said on the after show, it was a letter of intent letter. So it's not like anything official. Like what is she supposed to do with a letter of intent? He needs to follow up with an actual offer.
She said it was terribly written.
Yeah.
And like messy. And she was like, why would I sign that?
If I was on I understand not everybody, like everyday Americans are like, oh, let me go get a lawyer for XYZ. But as a like reality TV star,
Get a lawyer.
Why don't you have a lawyer on retainer?
Yeah, get a lawyer.
Like, it's not like you have to give them 20 grand and be like, hey, we'll run through this. But like, you should have a lawyer you consistently work with on things.
Agreed. So Ariana then is getting ready in her room and she calls Anne, Sandoval's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And Anne, a Swiftie, she's getting ready for the Taylor Swift concert.
I'm so happy for Anne. I needed something positive for Anne.
Really quick, Tom Sandoval commented how he got Anne the tickets.
Okay.
So he's upset that like now he knows like, you know, obviously Anne wants to work for Ariana and he's like, it sucks because I got Anne the tickets. And Anne said previously she told Tom like, I'm not going to be as available today because I'm in a war with Ticketmaster, and Anne got the tickets. So Sandoval's lying about getting Anne the tickets. That's the narrative he's trying to push now.
Okay, but
like,
also this proves that when he gives something, he expects something in return.
Yeah.
Like, let's say he did get her the tickets. Why does she owe you anything if you were giving something out of the kindness of your heart and like to help your friend? I know, like, technically it's like he's paying her too,
friend,
but
whatever, yeah.
You're doing this as like a friendly gesture. I find it so gross when people are so transactional with giving.
Agreed. Also, so Anne even says in her statement, she was like, he was very nice. He like respected the time that I needed to buy this, didn't bother me. But Sandoval's literally like, it just sucks that Anne treats me this way because I got her the Taylor Swift tickets. And I was like,
I don't understand how she's treating you. Just because she wants to go work for somebody else does not mean she's disrespecting you.
You're delusional.
Like, she's allowed to go seek out other job opportunities. She's not tied to you forever. Thank God.
So Ariana first asks Anne where Sandoval is because they have to leave. They're both going to Hotel Ziggy. But then says she's looking for an assistant, and she asks Anne if she knows anyone. And Anne immediately is like, oh my God, Ariana, can it be me? Anne also said in whatever it was, it must have been her podcast, that she was drunk during this conversation.
That makes sense.
So that's why she's like, have it be me.
Yeah.
But Anne's a national treasure. We love her. So Ariana says Anne is so sweet and deserves the fucking world. Hashtag save Anne, which I think we're all in agreement. But Ariana doesn't want Sandoval to get pissed and petty. But she would be down for Anne to work for her, and that's what Anne wants.
This is what you need between two exes who had a horrible breakup. Consideration for the other person. Ariana is being so considerate of not immediately swooping Anne up because she knows that would like, that's kind of somewhat rude to do to your like ex, is to take their assistant, even though Anne wants to. Like, why can't Sandoval ever give her a similar consideration when he is also the one who fucked this entire relationship up?
Yeah, exactly. So then we go to creation with Schwartz and Lala. Schwartz is currently on a sober bend. So he said he's
been sober for 3 days.
Yeah, he said he likes to get really drunk for a few days, like outrageous, and then he becomes sober for a few days. And I just like to say that's a week. You're just sober Monday through Thursday, and then Friday through Sunday you just can drink, or whatever days you want.
That's just classic binge drinking, and no shade at it. I do it constantly. But
we're always drunk.
Let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah. So I do think Lala and Schwartz are an awkward pairing, if you ask me. I know we're like struggling with pairings because Katie and Ariana won't film with Schwartz and Sandoval separately. Mm-hmm. But I still think it's like a weird.
They're really pushing this duo hard this season because of the like automatic I'm not filming with so-and-so.
Yeah, whatever.
This is like the link of the two sides of the group, really.
Well, even they're a little awkward. Like, Lala's nervous or awkward, so she's making sex jokes, which is weird. Okay, so Schwartz, he says he loves alcohol. He loves being sober. It's all part of moderation, but he loves to fall apart occasionally, which honestly I relate to.
I stand for that.
They talk about Jackson Sandoval seeing each other. Have they not seen each other since the back of Sir in 2019?
They definitely have. That's no
funny.
way.
But they ended on a hug in Tom Tom, which is fine. Then Schwartz says he has post Sandoval brain fog because now he's seeing it as like everyone cheats. So like, what's the big deal with Sandoval cheating? Like, I mean, for heaven's sake, he even made out with Sheena 12 years ago in Vegas and no one even knows that. Point being, we've all done bad things. And Lala's like, excuse me?
She's like, whoa.
When
Let's
was this?
pause.
So it was during his relationship with Katie. It was during a rocky moment. And I went, why would you just out yourself like that? But then I thought about it. He hates women. He hates Katie. And he is doing this to hurt her, to be like, you never even knew. Like, you're so stupid. See how, like, I have hooked up with a girl without you knowing, and you are that girl's friend?
Well, I mean, truly at the crux of it, he is willing to throw his ex-wife always under the bus to save Sandoval. He is throwing this out to make what Sandoval did make more sense to the group because everyone cheats. How gross.
Even him. Look what he did. He cheated with one of Katie's bridesmaids and she had no idea. And for 12 years, haha.
I also am happy in the actual quote that there was the time frame of it and Bravo just like cut it out to make the trailer more interesting.
Yeah.
Because I was concerned that this actually never happened and like whatever they clipped together was really weird. But I'm glad at least in the trailer aspect of it, this actually I'm not happy this happened, but I'm glad like this is matching. The story is actually like a thing. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like I'm tired of trailers misleading us.
Same. I mean, we'll get there.
This is just so weird. I don't understand why you throw this out. There's no
point. There's literally, you're just A, making yourself look bad, and B, ruining a potential friendship for two people. So I guess Sheena during the holidays brought it up of like, oh, Schwartz, or like maybe Schwartz said he's a makeout slut. I don't know. But Schwartz being a makeout slut came out. Yeah. And Sheena said something like, remember when you made out with me? And Schwartz was like, oh, I had no fucking idea. Did that even happen?
I completely forgot about that.
The joke is not funny. The joke's not funny. I'll say it. I could see myself making a mistake and being like, oh, remember when you tried to make out with me? Like, I could see myself slipping that out with Sheena, like what Sheena said. But I don't love Schwartz being like, did that actually happen? I remember nothing. It's because I was so drunk and that's my excuse. Sheena's the one bringing it up. And I was like, yeah, but also, sir, you were the one in this relationship.
He's making it as if like the incident 12 years ago is not that big of a deal, NBD. But then Sheena is the bad person for like making it a thing because like God, like he has no real memory of it, and like Sheena is like drudging this back up.
Sheena keeps like, mentioning it to everyone.
She's obsessed with it.
Oh my God. So Lala says she's over lying to people's faces, and though Lala and Sheena are so close, Lala thinks it's weird that Sheena never told Lala. I was like, why? What the fuck is that gonna solve?
This is the only person I find it weird that is like, oh wow, I can't believe nothing was said. Why would Sheena come to you, Lala?
Sheena didn't even like you till season 6.
Well, for an event that you were not in this friend group, you were not on this show, like for.
How does this come up naturally?
And then like, just because I make a poor time joke at like a Christmas event this Christmas, I'm not going to tell you about it as soon as I get home.
No. But, and like Lala has a good point. It's weird Schwartz never told Katie. Again, though, he's a known fucking liar, so it's not
that's
weird.
Not shocking.
It like lines up. It's just shitty. So whatever. So then we go to Lala's apartment. And Katie's here, and Lala's immediately like, make a drink, I have something to tell you. And Lala tells Katie that she hung out with Schwartz, and Schwartz told her that a few years ago, him and Sheena made out in Vegas. And I said, listen, you know it's 12 years. You should say it's 12 years ago and not like thicken Katie's marriage. Like,
well, I was about to say, or like when Sheena is in her relationship with Brock and like Schwartz is recently out of the divorce, like last season, there's just a lot of vagueness.
Or when Sheena and Katie were friends. I think that plays a big, again, I don't think Sheena was right in this. We'll get to
But there is context that needs, the timing does matter.
Yes. The timing matters of where Schwartz and Katie are in their relationship, where Scheana and Katie are in the relationship. Do I think Scheana should have been the one?
If Scheana has a significant other, like, it matters what's going on.
What the situation actually was, because we don't know. I forget if it's in the show or if it's like the after show, but we get into like what happened, which I think is also important. And we'll talk about it like later, I think. But like, the fuck? So a few years ago was very misleading.
That, if you told me something happened a few years ago with my ex-husband, I would think
2 years ago,
about
2 or 3.
Yeah.
So Katie, rightfully so, was like, what the fuck? And she's like, is this one Schwartz told me he made out with Sheena's friend? Was that Scheana? And I was like, so he not only cheated and lied about it, but then he lied about who it was with.
Okay, so you believe that when that happened, that was...
I don't even know. I don't know. We don't have a good idea.
I know, because what they flashed on the screen was in 2013. And so if Schwartz really does know that it was 12 years ago, then that is a different time.
Also, Scheana says it happened after her and Shay got engaged, which was season 1. Katie in the clip where Schwartz is telling Katie was season 3 because she didn't have orange hair.
Yeah.
So this, I think, was in between seasons 1 and 2.
Or even between season 2 and 3. Like,
I don't
season 3 or like filmed.
Personally, I don't think it's the same time.
Yeah.
We obviously know Schwartz in season 2 like dumps a drink on Katie's head. Like, they're not in a good place. So like, it could have happened in season 2 too, and we just like don't know.
Yeah, in or around.
But also, I have a feeling it wasn't, because Scheana and Ariana, we'll get to this, were in Vegas together for Sheena's sister's cheer comp or something like that. So, like, I don't think we filmed that. So I feel like it was not filmed.
That's the thing. I don't feel like this was in while they're filming this season. I think this is an off season, and it's just, is it between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3?
Also, in season 3, that was when Kristen and Scheana were both like, oh, Schwartz cheats on Katie, and like, she's so dumb she doesn't realize it or whatever. And then Scheana was the one that said Schwartz made out with my friend in Vegas. So I have a feeling that it wasn't that time. Because Scheana wouldn't out herself, I don't think.
Well, I feel like she's trying to get the information out there without outing herself if she did do that. Like, if she...
I don't know. I feel, my personal opinion is it happened between seasons 1 and 2.
Okay.
I think that is when it happened.
I don't know when it happened, but I think the Scheana friend thing is a separate incident.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But whatever. Fuck this whole thing. Anyway, so the story's unclear because Lala gives Katie nothing.
No details.
Nor did Lala ask for information. As a friend, listen up. If you're, for some reason, I'm out to eat with your ex-husband, which would never happen, and he tells me something like this, I'm like, give me all the details, and I'm going straight to you to be like, here's everything he said.
Alicia, I would call you on the way home.
Same. I'd probably call you, text you, be like, you have to be silent, I'm going to call you, and have you listen straight from his mouth. I would just... That's the thing.
I would literally start voice recording at minimum. I need all these details from the horse's mouth. Like, I do not want to misconstrue any of this.
Yeah. So then I think it's kind of shady and shitty the way Lala does this too. I don't like it. I don't think it's
don't think she actually cares about Katie.
She doesn't.
In the way you and I would deliver this. Like, we've heard in like Watch What Happens Live and like outside interviews, present day, that like Lala says Katie and her had a fight right before season,
which is fine,
10 reunion. Katie thought they resolved it, and so like there's tension, I guess, this season. It's just weird. So like I don't think Lala cares about being a good friend to Katie at this point. Like like an actual really good friend to her. I think
she's just being a bad friend.
I think she's
being a bad friend to Scheana too. Like, she's not giving Scheana, so Lala does tell us that like she decided to tell Katie first because she doesn't want to give Scheana time to make this a pretty picture. And I was like, where's your loyalty to anyone? Like, I get what you're saying about Scheana, but like, if I'm Scheana hearing this, you're a shitty friend. You're setting me up.
That's the thing. I don't think this is something where she can really explain away too. Like,
Lala's a shitty friend, period.
the same answer Sheena gives later, I think she would give even if she had time.
I will get there. I thought Sheena handled it okay. I think she was wrong.
I think you're taking away Sheena's opportunity to pull Katie first and like be a good friend to
because then it's awkward when Katie and
is pissed.
Sheena are like, hey.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. Okay, Lala's a shit. This is where I started to get pissed a lot. Lauren from Utah, if you're listening, I'm fucking ready to fight. Like, I'm over this shit.
From a high level, I appreciate her like carrying this story along to like make it.
Oh yeah, fantastic!
Show.
Thank you so much.
But you're doing a terrible job by your friends, and like to be honest,
I don't want to be your friend.
This could be way better if you just kind of actually told all parties. I think this would have popped off a little more. Actually,
yeah, I don't want to be your friend ever. Terrible. So then we go to the Hotel Ziggy. James and Allie and Schwartz, Joe, Brock, Sheena, and Sheena's friend Madison for some reason are here. And then Sandoval, Kyle, Chen, and Ariana show up. Great.
Kyle Chen is like doing
hey, what are we drinking? Shut the fuck up,
like,
Kyle Chen.
He is on so many episodes. I'm like, man, what a hustling, like, but I guess this makes sense. He's about to like cap off the season with the finale. I guess it's going to make sense why he's in the finale episode because he's on every fucking episode.
You know what's sad though is like he's getting paid and they wanted Peter to do this for free.
Oh yeah, update. We did learn, Alicia told me that Peter was asked to do the show for free, and that's why he's not on it. So our predictions of how many times he'll be on it is
zero.
A flat zero.
Because he deserves to get paid. He's the star. Peter, if you listen, I'm still open to dating you. I'm not against it.
He brings joy. He brought joy. And here lies Peter's reality TV career.
Here lies Peter. What's his last name? R.I.P. to you. It starts with an M.
It's like mad something.
Yep.
Nope, that's it.
We got it. So, Sandoval, separately to Brock, comments how Ariana looks great in the dress she's wearing. Barf. Barf.
I don't understand why this is necessary.
Barf. So then Sandoval brings up to Brock that he wants to talk to Ariana about the house. And Brock's like, I think you guys should figure out how to have a conversation before you like talk about important shit.
I'm dead.
Right? And Sandoval's like, I want to so bad. It's like my bucket list item just to talk to her, but she keeps ghosting me. And I'm like, well, that's why you need to figure out how to chat first. You know, like you.
Yeah, well, she's also sending a pretty clear message, though. She doesn't want to talk.
What are boundaries, Meredith? The boundary in their romantic relationship was not to hook up with her best friends. He didn't respect that boundary, so whoops.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 5 months and since the moment this has happened, she said, don't speak to me. And has put your assistant in as a go-between. Like, it's not that hard.
I will talk so hard about the timeline at the end of this episode, but we need to remember Ariana is 5 months out of her fucking relationship, okay? Yeah. She does not owe him shit. It's at least an 8 month. For something this bad, give it 10 months because it was 10 years. She gets 10 months to never speak to him again. She gets 1 month per year.
Yeah, the expectations people have on her is wild to me.
Ridiculous. So, Sheena tells Rando Madison that Joe and Schwartz are totally dating. And Sheena says she doesn't like Joe because Joe, if you remember, knew about the Raquel Sandoval affair.
Yes.
And even went to Big Bear with the two of them plus Schwartz.
With Raquel up to Big Bear.
So she knew what was happening and still tried to like be friendly in this group and stuff.
I just want to point out, this is a valid reason to dislike Joe. Because we are going to get into some invalid reasons in my opinion.
So Joe has a Tom hat on her head to it. Also, wait, someone made a comment to Joe because she's in jeans and a shirt and all the other girls are like in expensive dresses. Yeah. Someone was like, thanks for dressing up. And I don't know who it was, but I was like, whoa. But it was a dude. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, somebody on the episode?
Yeah, some dude was just like, nice of you to dress up. And I was like, oh.
We're at fucking Hotel Ziggy. Leave her alone.
Down. I'm showing up in sweats to James's performance.
Weirdly, this episode, I'm like, justice for Joe a little bit. Like,
No.
Get off her back a little bit. Well, the reasons people are going hard on her in the show is just insane to me. Why is Jo becoming a main character for the cast?
Listen up. The best way to get rid of Jo would be to fucking ignore her.
Yes.
But I digress. So Jo has this hat on. It's covering these braids she did, and she's a hairdresser. So Sheena literally is so triggered by this hat. She yells, like, not even like a take off the hat, Jo. She's like mean.
Take it off!
Take off the hat! And I didn't know if she was mad because it was a Tom hat and like, okay, disrespectful. But like, this is why Sheena can't be loyal, you guys. Okay, let her be a flip-flopper because this is loyal Sheena fighting for her friends, you know?
But like, this is not something that matters. Like, Sheena doesn't know how to show up in a way that matters. Like, Katie isn't going to sit there being like, thanks so much for roasting Jo about the hat.
Fuck that Tom hat. It was bugging
no one cared if Jo was wearing this hat. I don't care if Jo was wearing it. The rest of the cast really doesn't. It's okay to make a few comments, but like...
It was so funny. Sheena's literally like so mad about this hat.
So mad.
So mad. So then Katie and Lala are here. This is where it's awkward because Sheena's like, Katie, hey! And Katie's like, hey. And I was like, oh my God. And it's neither of their faults. It's Lala's fucking fault. And then Sheena tells us, even worse, that this is the first time she's drinking in a long time because she's off her medication.
I was like, I can tell.
I was like, oh, Katie shouldn't have the conversation with her tonight.
Well, I'm like, look how she just treated Jo. Like, this girl's already hammered.
Walk out, though. So, Sandoval, he finds that random girl T. Great. Amazing. So the group's kind of split a little. It's like our casting that we love so much. Mm-hmm. And then it's like Rando T and like Kyle Chen and Sandoval and Jo and Billy Lee.
Yeah.
And I don't. Okay. So.
But the problem is they're all standing right next to each other because they're like, the Sandoval crew is like on the daybed thing, what is right next to the bar.
Which is where like, our cast is that we love.
It's like, hi.
However, Katie, she fucking spots Jo and she's like, ugh. Like all the girls are kind of like, what the fuck is Jo doing here? So also present is the nanny that Sheena first hired that I can't remember her name. Tori. It just came to me. Tori the nanny.
She's in this episode twice, and I'm like, why aren't we pointing her out?
Why aren't we making out with her yet? We know it's coming.
She's clearly going to be in this episode or in this season later. So, like, why are we introducing Rando Madison? Give us the nanny.
Give us Tori the nanny.
Yeah.
So, Jo on this daybed, she's acting a little. What I would say is
cringe is the word we use last
She's acting very cringe.
Yeah.
She's avoiding the girls, rightfully so, but
100%.
She tells us in her interview, which she's totally normal in her interview. She's not cringe at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens when she's around more than two people. It explodes.
No. More than just herself, because when she's with Schwartz, like,
it's
cringe.
Cringe.
We're back to cringe.
Yeah.
Flip off cringe
so,
in the interviews.
She tells us in the interview she's very upset that people called her crackhead, which Katie called. It's not funny, but it is.
Okay. But only Katie did. Why is she saying people?
Now I have
1,000%. We're reporting on the news.
I'm reporting the news. But she says it's hurtful because she has ADHD. Also, I was like, okay. And then she, she's on the Dave bed, like plugging her ears because she knows those girls are talking shit about her.
I'm like, get up and move.
Move or listen to what they're fucking talking about. I'd be like, what are you saying?
I was Instagram DMing with lovely listeners, as I do. Okay. And I'm confused why Jo is on this show. Like, it just doesn't seem like she wants to be famous by any means or like wants to be a reality TV star. And it just kind of looks like it looks like it's bringing her a lot of pain. So I don't understand why she's here.
To be a reality TV star, you have to deal with shit. Like, even the Lala saying, like, oh, I didn't want to give Sheena time to, like make this look pretty. Lala and Sheena are still friends because I think they understand, like, what is done and said in reality TV is kind of separate from, like, real life.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, like, this cast has been around long enough to separate it a little bit.
They're hired to talk about each other. You're supposed to talk about each other behind each other's backs and, like, all this stuff. Like, Joe, you're a cast member on this show. They're gonna talk about you, good and the bad.
She doesn't seem like she wants to be a reality TV star. So, like, don't come. This is what's going to happen, especially if you're coming with the ex-husband of a dude that she thinks you moved in immediately with.
Yeah.
Like, it's Katie's show, bitch. What do you think's going to happen?
That's my thing. Is like, what did you think was going to happen on this TV show?
She called you a crackhead. What do you think was going to happen if you showed up on the show? You were going to become friends?
The history of it is full-on Mean Girl energy.
Have you never seen Katie on this show? You think you're going to be friends?
Yeah.
You moved in with her ex-man. What the fuck? Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Also, you're known as on the show. You're known as Kristen Doute's crazy friend. What makes you think you're going to be loved by these girls? Listen, I feel bad you can't handle it. But in a different lifetime, Joe, just get out of this one, you know?
Listen, if you're not on a reality TV show, I feel bad that you were like, going through this. But like, you don't have to do this. This isn't required of you to like be on this show. Yeah. So I lose some empathy.
Well, I also think Joe really wants to be friends with the girls, which like
I don't know why.
It's not. Joe is not a girl's girl because she doesn't understand girl friendships.
I agree.
Because she does things that offend girls, as in move in with someone's ex-husband immediately after they move out.
A 7-month affair.
But like then text the ex-wife and say, Bieber loves you and so do I. Like
she doesn't know how to move in a way that like
that's comfortable for women.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Okay, so the girls, Sheena's like, you'll never guess what I did because now the girls have separated. She's like, I fucking yelled at Joe about her hat. And Lala's like, Sheena's not a
Lala's like, what?
Okay. So Allie tells the girls that she hung out with Joe and immediately the girls are like, what a waste of your time.
No.
So Joe told Allie that she does find Schwartz attractive and has emotional feelings towards him like her dad.
You're giving them so much ammo.
Everyone's like, does she fuck her dad? Because she's fucked Schwartz.
And Lala's like, I can't touch that. Can we please not talk?
Oh my God, I was crying. And then Allie says, so then Joe's up, plugging her ears in distress, walking like whatever.
But she's not that close with them.
Wait,
like,
no, first, this is what Allie says. She's like, Joe's coming in with peace. And Katie goes, she's a fucking psychopath. And I was like, Allie, pick your battle.
I'm sorry, but for me, Katie gets to say whatever the hell she wants.
Same.
About Joe, because that's just a whole different thing.
This is a whole different scenario.
Yeah.
So Ariana's basically like, look, Allie, you were me a year ago because apparently Joe is a full-blown mean girl bully who did not give a flying fuck about spending Thanksgiving in Ariana's home while knowing Rachel was fucking Sandoval in her house.
Yep.
This is what you do that's snake-like.
Yes.
Bitch, we're not gonna like you.
Ariana also can hate her and say whatever she wants about her.
You come to our home for food and Thanksgiving cheer and you know he's cheating on me and you're not telling me?
Yep.
You're making me look like the fool? Excuse.
I would do way more than say mean things about you.
Excuse. I would make sure Joe left crying for sure.
Crackhead would be the nicest thing I said about you.
Yeah. So, crackhead. So, Allie's like, I believe you guys, but I want her to be able to come to events. And Katie's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want her to feel welcome anywhere. And I went, that's my energy, me and Katie.
Okay, but I do appreciate Allie's energy because it's mimicking James's of like, I don't ever want to exclude people. And I think that is wonderful on their side, but other people get to feel differently at the same time.
You can invite Allie. Just know she's not going to be welcomed, you know?
These ladies are not going to welcome her the way you are.
She can come. It's just gonna go bad. So this is when Joe is like walking past the girls, but she's pretty far away. And someone's like, I think it's Billy, is like, hey, what's up? And Joe's like, I'm uncomfortable. And it just so happens, Katie says, I want her to feel uncomfortable. And I went, yeah, bitch. I love Katie. Listen, I either want to date Katie or be Katie. And I don't know which one it is. But I was telling my friend about how much I love Katie. My friend is bi, and she sent me a Google Doc titled, Am I a Lesbian? I'm not, because there's a quiz at the end, and I did not get lesbian. However, I would bi curious for Katie, you know?
That's the thing. I think you're just really attracted to her energy. And like, that's
her BD. Yeah, it's crazy. So Joe goes off sobbing. She's crying. Schwartz goes after Joe. Joe just wants to go home. She feels attacked. And I was like, she has never seen the show. You want to feel attacked? Call Sheena and Lala. Ask them what it's like to be fucking attacked.
I was about to say, this is like attacked light, if anything. Like 0 calories, no sugar added. Like,
yeah, we're just not enjoying your presence.
This is the part where I'm like, this is the show, though. Like, people talk about each other, and especially badly. And listen, I felt a little bad for her when they were, like, Joe was on the daybed and they're right next to her talking about her. But right now, they're at a separate table talking about you. Like, this is just the show.
You want to see attacked, you can turn on the season 10 reunion. We were attacking the fuck out of those two bitches.
Or I'm thinking like when Stassi found out Kristen slept with Jax.
Yeah, like, that's an attack. We bitch slapped Kristen in that episode. Yeah, fuck yeah. So Brock tells Sheena to lighten up. And I went, Sheena's going to drink. So James is DJing. Sandoval orders his Heineken Zero like a crazy person.
The way they slip that in every time. I'm like, that's what tells me they're really trying with the redemption arc.
We have discussed, we would probably never order non-alcoholic beer because no one likes the taste of beer. If you do want the taste of beer, a Heineken?
Is not it.
Ugh, come on. Okay,
I like beer, but not if I'm not getting anything from it. Oh, not a Heineken. I do enjoy drinking beer, but like I wouldn't drink it. I'm not interested in a zero. Like I don't like it enough.
A non-alcoholic Heineken.
I know. I'm saying no to that. There are beers I really enjoy though.
With no alcohol, maybe, but
no, that doesn't do it. It's like I need a craft beer. Give me something good. There's some good options.
Spotted Cow with no alcohol.
That you can maybe convince me.
Fine, but a Heineken?
Fuck no. And stop showing it to me. What they're doing. Like, rightfully so, on Lindsay with Summer House, they're showing every time she drinks. They're showing us every time Sandoval is telling us he's not drinking. We get it. This doesn't matter.
We get it. He's drinking Heineken Zero. We fucking got it.
He doesn't need praise for not drinking.
Congrats on the empty calories, my guy. Yay. So then Lala, Ariana, and Katie are sitting down talking, and Lala is like, hey, guess what? Sheena and Schwartz made out in Vegas. And Ariana's shook, and she's like, I made out with Sheena in Vegas. I didn't know about Schwartz.
Yeah.
And then as they're discussing this, who slithers on over? None other than Heineken Zero himself, Tom Sandoval.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Ariana, did you get my email about the stuff?
Ago.
I sent you an email. And she goes, my lawyer, her face, she is like, how dare. And Katie's face is like, she's going to kill you. And Lala's just
even
shocked.
Giving the full amount of anger she could, in theory, give. It's like, I'm not giving you really any emotion. Yeah.
No. But Katie's like, I can't wait.
Katie's like, kill him.
Katie's giving her fry face, from the first episode. She's like, So Sandoval goes on and goes, if you could respond to my email, that would be amazing. But just let me know. But like respond to the email. And Lala's like, what is this about? And he's like, the house. Let me know, Ariana. Have a good night. And walks away. And the girls burst into a giant giggle. Because it's the weirdest thing.
What did you think she was going to do? Get on her phone and email you back right now?
Yeah, whoops. Let me sign your crappy letter of intent.
This is so performative. Because you don't actually care about getting a response from her on the actual situation.
You want the group to be like, he tried.
You want viewers to say, wow, he's trying so hard to get the house resolved. I think he knows that people are going to roast her for this house situation. And he needs to be the one who's trying to resolve it.
Sir, in the year of 2024, where previously we had the year of 2023 of our Lord and Savior, Barbie and Taylor Swift, we're not accepting you as a man.
No.
Get out.
No. Especially knowing that that letter was nothing.
Get out. So Lala thinks it's weird that Ariana cannot get out of this house. And she says, quote, "You're doing just fine. You can afford an apartment." Ma'am, she has real estate.
Why aren't you saying that to Sandoval?
She has real estate right now. Why the fuck would she go to an apartment? Oh yeah, I have $1,000 to pay.
That's also just irresponsible spending, in my opinion. I know it sounds like she's not paying the mortgage, but still, Lala doesn't know their financial situation. So if you think she's paying the mortgage, why are you telling her to also rent an apartment? That is a bad financial move.
Also, bitch, I can afford an apartment. That doesn't mean I want one.
Yeah.
The fuck?
If I had a house, I would not also want an apartment.
Get out. Yeah. No. So Sandoval and T talk. He asks her out to bowling. And he tells us he doesn't really date new people because he usually, as we can see, just cheats on his girlfriend with another girl in the group. And that's how he gets his next girlfriend. This girlfriend just happened to get a public lashing and have to go to a mental retreat. You know?
So he actually, for the first time in 15 plus years, actually ended a relationship because she
17 years.
She basically ghosted him.
Yeah, bye.
Because she was so mentally unwell after being with him for 7 months. How embarrassing. Can you imagine if you were dating someone and they were like, I cannot handle this. I will be going. Yeah. I need to check myself in because this
has been hell. This is the worst time of my life was being with you. Yeah.
I would be like, sign me up too. We can go to different locations, but clearly there is something we did so wrong.
Yeah. So then Katie grabs a drunk Sheena and is like, "Hey, you want to talk?" And Sheena is hammered the whole way there.
She is so happy. She's like,
"Woo,
yeah,
we're going to talk." So, it's awesome. So Katie brings up that Schwartz said he made out with you, Sheena. And Sheena is shocked. She's like, "Schwartz said that?" She doesn't deny it. She's like, "He said it?"
She's like, we were going to take this to the grave.
Listen, she does explain. She's like, "This is what happened. They were in Vegas with Sheena's mom and sister and Ariana for Sheena's sister's cheer competition. Shout out Courtney, who we rarely see.
Yep.
Schwartz pulled Sheena into a corner and kissed her. And it was when Sheena and Shay had just gotten engaged. So Sheena's like, wild. So Sheena's like, it wasn't a makeout. It was just a kiss. Because I assume then Sheena like backed up and was like, the fuck? But Sheena goes, the person she did make out with was Ariana, which again, I don't know why we need to put that in, but like, congrats. That's hot. I would watch. Anyway, so Sheena says she never told Shay or her mom or her best friend because she wanted to pretend it never happened, which again makes it seem like Schwartz drunk did it. And she was like, no. And they just like left
Especially knowing the timing from her mouth that like she just got engaged to Shay. She was happy. She was happy at that point, and then like La La Land thinking this relationship was perfect.
She's not friends with Katie.
Yeah. It doesn't shock me that she never told Katie when it happened.
Yes. I think when her and Katie became really close before the wedding, she should have mentioned it somewhere.
I agree. I would have been scared too. Sheena talked about this on the after show. Like she was frightened of Katie.
Which makes sense.
Get that.
I get it.
But when the divorce happens for me, I feel like that's
I
really
still would have been pissed.
I know, but I'm just saying I feel like that's where less anger would go, I think, at Sheena and more towards the right person of Schwartz when the divorce happened.
Yeah, because let's be honest. This isn't, I would say, first on Sheena. Schwartz should have told her.
It's only on Sheena for not saying anything to Katie. Yeah. And that's even like a 2%.
Schwartz for sure is fucking guilty of this whole thing. He's the worst. Sheena, I think, coming from Katie's perspective, you're going to let me marry this dude that randomly kissed you in Vegas. Like, I want to know about
when
that.
You're a bridesmaid in my wedding.
That's fucked up. Again, though, I can see why Sheena was like, we're just going to take this to the grave. Because it seemed like it was never going to come up. I can get that.
It's been 12 years.
You know what? If it never did come up, Sheena, that's a good fucking plan. Shout out. Do it. There's just the one-off chance that this happens. And I don't think that's your fault. I think there were a lot of different options and you chose the one that didn't work out.
You know what? You know why this never came to light? Because Jax Taylor was not there.
Yeah. He
was the truther
who would have shed light on this whole goddamn thing.
Season 2, he would have immediately pulled that out.
Oh, I wish he saw it. Oh, that would have been awesome.
Me too. Can you imagine the chaos?
Would have been awesome. So, Sheena says she wouldn't have told Katie back then because they weren't friends. And Katie was scary. This was peak Tequila Katie. Tequila Katie was a menace. So never forget my own boyfriend sticking up for the whore in there. Like Sheena
was orange hair.
Sheena was already getting attacked. Okay. She did not want to give these girls another reason.
I know. She was in Sheena is a whore days too. Like, her finding out that she and Schwartz kissed would have just spiraled this whole show.
Also, if Sheena's not telling Shay, she's not going to tell you because she was also like, I wasn't going to blow up my relationship and blow up yours over like a stupid drunk kiss that meant nothing.
You know what's wild? Is had she said something, they both would have avoided horrible relationships.
Yeah, it probably should. She should have said like hindsight 2020, Katie. I should have said something. Yeah. Again, I don't think Sheena is quote to blame. It is fully on Schwartz.
I do wish she would have said like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't tell. Like,
yes, I wish she handled this. She's also hammered right now.
That is so true.
There are two paths and either one could have gone good or bad for Sheena. And she picked one and she stuck with it and it didn't work out. It was a good try.
You know what? She dedicated her life to that path. I will say. Try. Yeah.
Katie doesn't like that. This is now a joke though. Like you're joking about it over the holidays, which I get. And Sheena says like she made the comment, whatever, but it wasn't a joke. And Katie's like, that's the joke though. Again, Sheena's very drunk. Yeah, I don't think Sheena.
That is where you do have some fault. Yeah. Where you really should just be like, ooh, I fucked that up.
Don't make it a joke. So Katie's basically like, this is more about like our friendship. Like you were a bridesmaid. That's all a lie. Like Katie assumed with Schwartz, he's making out with everyone because she knew he was cheating on her left and right. But Katie was a shell of a person. She couldn't leave that relationship. And Sheena's like, we already knew he cheated on you. So why bring me in the mix, And I was like, shit. It is different. I'm like, Sheena was she was really begging to be friends with Katie by season 5. Okay. She wasn't going to bring this up. Katie was already about to kick her out of the bridal party, but I get it. Sheena's wrong.
Yeah, but did we not learn anything from last season?
Yes.
The friend group. If it's in the friend group, it hits different.
Yeah. So Sheena says she wanted Katie's marriage to work out. Like she wanted to be a part of that day. And Katie's like, sure, but you were a part of this whole narrative of him cheating on me. And you lied by omission, basically. And Katie says she just wishes she would have known. I like that she's probably not going to like fight Sheena over this because she can probably see like it's Schwartz.
Yes.
He's the fucking issue.
1,000%.
But I do think this takes their already not really friendship, another little step back.
I know. Katie said on the after show that like she just doesn't trust Sheena's like judgment. And that's a root of it. I just don't think they'll ever be I don't think they'll ever be actual friends. I think they are friends with the same people, and like that's where it's
I don't think they should hang out one-on-one. I think it's a group. I think the girls' dinner is fine. I think if they want to hang out at Hotel Ziggy, fine. Go to the sandwich hangout, fine.
Yep.
But Sheena's never going over to give Summer Moon a birthday gift or any shit like that. Like we're done.
Katie is never, but yes.
Katie is what I meant.
I hope Sheena gives her daughter gifts.
Sheena loves giving Summer Moon gifts. Then we leave Hotel Ziggy completely. It's the next day. We go out to lunch with Lala, James, and Schwartz. Another weird pairing, but okay. Schwartz orders a cocktail because he's feeling naughty, but then he's going to go to mocktails to be sober with the sober group. So they talk about last night how Joe had a panic attack, and Lala's like, "Do you kiss Joe?" And Schwartz is like, "No. It's like when I see you." And Lala's like, "Except we haven't had sex." Schwartz is like, "Yet." And Lala's basically like, "I would break your dick in half."
That's so weird.
Gross. Anyway, Sandoval's supposed to pop in, but he's on Tom Sandoval time, which if you listen to Nick Vial's podcast, you know what that means. Anyway.
I'm glad. Another reason I think Nick's episode
spoke
right
volumes.
before this season kicked off really just gave us so much context into Sandoval and Schwartz.
Watch What Happens Live saw that and went, no.
Oh my God.
No. They were like, no.
That's why they canceled him.
No. Yeah. So, you say his name 3 times and he appears like Bloody Mary. Here's Sandoval.
Oh, God.
And he's got a little pep in his step today because he's back in the group, we know. So
he's also, like, my plan is working.
He tells us this story that I thought meant nothing because it seemed nothing. He's like, Maya the dog ate everything. And I was like, why do I care? In my head, I'm like, who cares?
Another story lacking context when the context means everything.
Just, hey guys, my day's going good. Maya the dog ate everything. That's all we know.
In my mind, I'm like, Maya the dog ate like a pillow.
Also, in my head, I was like, what a waste of a second, Bravo. Like, cut to something else. Yeah. But we'll get it later. Mm-hmm. So Lala is doing a water sommelier thing. She invites Sandoval to it, which I was like, fuck you, but fine. But also, a water sommelier?
I'm so confused what this means.
Well, you know how Dasani tastes different than every other water in the world?
I guess what it means to Lala. Like, what is she going to do with this? Is she just doing this as like a bit for like a fun little, as if we went wine tasting, or is she trying to like get into this world? So I know it's on next episode.
I already know that this is just to get the group together and have another excuse for Ariana and Sandoval to have to hang out in the same place.
How did you find out this was a thing?
We're going to drink water. Let me tell you, if you invite me to this, I'll go, but I'll like go begrudgingly. But I would never pay for this. If you're like, now you owe me $10, I'd be like, no.
You know what I'll do? I'll take a sip of it plain, put some ice cubes in it, throw a little shot, and a little lemon.
Be like, which one tastes the best with a vodka water?
The vodka.
Yeah. So Lala asked Sandoval how he felt last night. Lala brings up that she gets why Ariana gave him ice last night, but she still felt bad for him. And I was like, stop.
What? She was not mean to him.
Fuck you, stop.
Go talk to her lawyer. This is a lawyer thing.
And I tell you, Lauren from Utah grinded all my gears this episode. And we're not even in the worst of it.
She is the one who made fucking sweatshirts about send it to Daryl, her lawyer. I thought she would get this the most.
Send it to Daryl. Yeah.
Why? Because Ariana said you sent it to my personal email, and Lala was like, why would you do that? I have a baby to take care of. Send it to Daryl.
Send it to Daryl. Yeah, we got it. So Sandoval's, she's infuriating. So Sandoval says he's trying to take action and make it easy for her. And Lala says she knows what it's like to have someone hold you to your past. I went, ma'am, it has been 5 goddamn months. This man should still be on the cross bleeding out.
I understand Lala wanting to be let go of things. And I think like we should stop talking about like the Kristen, cheating and like all of that stuff, like the Kristen era. But everything that happened in 2023 is open for discussion.
Agreed. And also, if we're going to move on from Tom Sandoval, he needs to not bring up what other people have done in the past.
The king
he's not so bad.
Of bringing up past.
Not so bad. Oh my God. These two together, Lauren from Utah and fucking Tom Sandoval together, I want to bang my head into a wall. I'm already
Lauren from Utah and Tom from Missouri. I can't.
Oh my God.
My worst nightmare.
Worst.
I feel crazy watching this show now. And I want to know if other people feel the same way.
I also want to know, like, what is Lala fucking thinking in her dense head? Like, is she like, no, this is good. I'm playing the middle? You're not. You're literally the worst.
I'm not even in this friend group and I'm not over this.
No, this is terrible. I wouldn't be your friend. I think you're a shitty friend.
This also proves to me that, like, people can't just put out a narrative and we will just blindly believe it. Like, we're not fucking robots.
No. Also, I'm being harsh on Lauren from Utah, but I was already fighting before this episode, so I'm raged.
You were
I'm raged.
Enraged coming into it, but rightfully so.
Yeah, Lala squares up on me. I'm backing out. She does kickboxing. I know.
Yeah, but like in my own little podcast that she doesn't probably listen to, I will fight to the death because she didn't show up to this fight.
Verbally, I'm confident that I could take on Lala. It would be a little rough, but I could do it. Anyway, so Sandoval invites Lala to some breathwork thing. Also, if I'm James, I'm like, why am I at this lunch? What am I doing here?
James kind of looks like he's in La La Land, and I appreciate it. He's doing the right navigating of like, we have a show to film. I'll be in the same room as him. But like,
and he has done great on the after show. He always has Ariana's back.
Yes.
Lala, this episode was like, fuck Tom Sandoval. I was like, ma'am, did we watch the same show?
I know.
She saw how it was going to look and she went, what do I do?
These are pretty recently filmed, these after shows, because Sandoval in his segment referenced being sued by Ariana.
Yeah, so you saw the public perception, huh?
Oh, now we're changing?
Ooh,
interesting.
So, this breathwork thing, he wants to build something new with Lala, a new relationship. And Lala says she doesn't know if she can participate right now, but she'll sleep on it. And I was like, ew, okay. So, I have beef with Bravo. Why do we get these random shots of them in their home if nothing happens? I don't care about Lauren from Utah emptying her dishwasher.
I thought the same thing because we also get James and Allie, and they're clearly not wearing mics.
Also, you think they're going to eat avocado toast and have a conversation, but it cuts. It just...
I know.
That's it. I don't care.
This is stupid. Like, are we that desperate for, like, 30 seconds?
Look at them. They're people, too. No,
and I keep thinking, like, they must have picked these scenes up and just randomly filmed them at a random moment. Like, that's not what they're doing actively in this moment.
But, like, how awkward for them to be like, hey, Lala, we're coming to film. And she's like, okay, I'm just emptying my dishwasher. And they're like, ooh, let us get
They're like,
footage.
do something normal.
I'd be
do
like,
a morning activity. It's morning on the like Sandoval moment. Like,
so then we go to Sandoval and Ariana's house. Oh my god, this was like up there with the bathtub scene for me. Sandoval's doing breath work. Lala walks in. So Sandoval basically has an exorcism.
Yeah.
And Lala thinks it's weird too.
Yes, he's blindfolded and has like headphones on, so he can't hear her.
I'm
not prepared for that. Well, the guy is like
breathe in twice and out once.
Has the headphones on too, and a little computer, and then like a microphone, so then like Sandoval can hear him, I guess. But I was like, if you were like, hey, come over, and I walked in and you were doing this, I would see it and walk right back out.
Well, why did Lala stay? She was just like watching it.
Because she has a scene to film.
And she said on the after show, she's like, that was fucking weird. And I was like, oh, I thought you say besties.
Why didn't you say that in the moment? Like, that was kind of odd.
Sandoval gives a big ass scream, but sob. And it's especially weird when he describes it as an emotional orgasm.
Why?
So anyway... Lala and Sandoval go outside. Sandoval feels really good about Lala coming over here. Lala says Sandoval reserves the right to evolve, and even if he is bullshitting us all, he's the one that has to sleep with that. So it's not on Lala.
I agree with that. Like, he can grow and change. I think every person can, but like...
He's not really proving that he's growing or changing, though.
Yeah.
He's just saying it out loud.
I'm just going with what you're giving me, Sandoval.
Also, fine, but arm's length distance away, please.
Trust is built over time.
We don't have to immediately jump into it and make Ariana the villain. Like,
that's the thing, is he can have his space over here to grow and change, and that has nothing to do with this side of the fence. Like, yeah, he can do his thing.
So this conversation kind of sucks. Basically, Lala opens up about, her life and how Sandoval and Lala's relationship went south before the whole Raquel thing. He does apologize for that. He always thought there was a disconnect between them. And also Sandoval's behavior then triggered Lala last year. But Sandoval just wants positivity. whatever they've gone through, that's what was supposed to happen. Yay. So
Okay.
Lala's like, great, this isn't my fight. I'm going to figure out what feels good for me, and this conversation feels good for me. Great. And Sandoval wants to become better friends with her. And I was like, listen, I want to be so clear. Meredith, if you were ever Ariana in this situation, I would never have I would be Katie. I would literally if you made me have a conversation at a kitchen island with this man, I'm reaming him to the best of my fucking ability.
I'm giving him nothing.
And I don't care if this man has done me wrong in the past. I'm pissed. Yeah. I'll never trust you. I'll never forgive you for what you did to my friend, because watching my friend hurt like that is worth nothing. And if you ever want to forgive him, fine. But as the friend, I can hold on to this anger for the both of us. So I was like, if you've never had a friendship with Tom Sandoval, you claim there was always iffy. Why are you then putting your friendship with Ariana in jeopardy? Because I'm not trusting you if you're friends with my ex like this.
What do you value so much in the potential with Sandoval that you're willing for things to change with Ariana?
Like, am I the only one that sees Katie as the only good friend on this show?
No, or you're not the only one who sees that.
Katie's the only good friend. We know what we're getting. She's a flip-flopper. And I think she, though, is still handling it better than Lala at this point.
I agree. Because I also understand Sheena had a real relationship with Sandoval.
For 13 years.
There is a, I am missing something in my life. And I can see that in Sheena. But Lala, you are literally sitting there saying,
I never
had a relationship with this man.
Yeah.
So what is the need that you're trying to fill here?
If you're just trying to forgive because that will make you feel better in your Randall situation.
That's fine.
Fine. But you have to let Ariana, you're still going to lose that with Ariana. It's not going to be close.
It still amazes me how shocked people on this show are that Ariana would want to take a step back from friendships if they are close with Tom Sandoval. I just don't feel like that's
not a big
ask or a
literally
crazy thing.
Stassi fucking hit her ex-friend and everyone was like, yeah, that's the support. We align. Ariana's literally just saying, I don't want to associate with this man, and if you do, I don't really want to associate with you either. And they're like, what a big crazy ask.
I forget where I saw this too. It was either a TikTok or a podcast that somebody was like, and I know this scene is about Lala, but there was a scene with Sheena where Sheena went and immediately started talking about the singles pool party last episode. And that is exactly what Ariana is nervous about. When Ariana and Sheena talk about the singles pool party, then Sheena immediately goes to Schwartz and Sandoval walks up and they're talking about the singles pool party.
Yeah.
Whatever you talk with Ariana is getting to Sandoval, even if it doesn't have to it's not direct words about him.
Yes.
That's what she is worried about.
Yes. And it makes sense. It's proven that it happens.
Yeah.
This is just crazy to me. You wouldn't even have to ask me to take a step back in this.
Yeah.
I would force myself to be to stop from killing him.
And it just feels hypocritical coming from Lala, who went so hard at him at the reunion and calling him a narcissist, and that he was so scary and she was terrified of him. Yeah. And I'm like, what truly has changed? Explain that to me, because I don't understand how you can flip-flop 5 months later.
If it's your own internal growth, you don't need to flip-flop to grow, in my opinion. I don't know. It's whatever. So let's go to something about her. Katie and Ariana are here with Penny. They're going to make sandwiches. They've done a lot of work on the sandwich shop. It's looking great.
I believe it's a real thing more because that inside is beautiful.
Inside's beautiful. Progress on the shop is halted because of permit issues. But they have lovely sandwiches on the menu, so they're going to have people come to try them again, which we already did. Honestly, Lauren from Utah bitches about how, we already had the sandwiches. Listen up, girl. I don't care how many times I've had these sandwiches. If they're free sandwiches, I'm showing up with a smile on my face and I'm eating the sandwiches.
I wish they wouldn't present it as a tasting. I wish they would just say we're going to have
a hangout,
a lunch, a luncheon at something about her.
We have all this food we want to feed you.
Yeah, because
let us know if you hate anything. Yeah,
Yeah, when it's presented like a tasting, I am on Lauren from Utah's side. I'm like, we did do this.
I'm showing up with a smile on my face for any free sandwich. Could be peanut butter and jelly, and I'm here to stay.
I just wish it would have been like because remember when the Toms had their like we are nowhere near done party?
Yeah.
Call it that. Just be like a taste and see or something, you know, like taste the sandwiches, see the progress.
We did work on the inside. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So Logan, the Tom manager, is here. Will we ever see him again? I don't know.
Always. I think so. He's always in the background.
Yeah. Tom Schwartz does come with an orchid because he's the plant guy.
That man with plants is actually one of the funniest bits,
I think, of the
behind the scenes of this season.
Yeah. That no one's talking about, but like we have caught on.
I appreciate it.
Also, I like that he is invited for the group.
Yes.
Like I'm glad Katie and Ariana are like fine, whatever. In the sense that like we get someone to laugh at. Does that make sense?
True.
So, we do skip through a lot of it. We fast forward due to Lauren from Utah. This was hilarious.
I thought this was so funny. And I actually, Lala is willing to do the like voiceovers that I think the editors dream of. It's like she is their version of like a TikTok star because she did that scene last year too, where they like messed with the like timeline.
Yeah.
She narrates really good timeline changes.
Yeah. But then she goes, wait, stop. This part's really funny. So it's when Tom Schwartz is requesting a hangover sandwich that they could have. Mm-hmm. And James says he wants a manwich. We all know Tom loves a sloppy Joe, right?
James is literally the funniest person.
He's the funniest person I've ever met. But the best part was everyone's reaction of just like
the horror of like when somebody throws out such a good zinger, you're like blown away. Like,
but Schwartz is head down, tears in his eyes, laughing.
You know he thinks it's so funny too.
You know he's trying to be like that wasn't funny, but it was so out of pocket. And the way James delivers these lines, it's so loud. We all know he loves a sloppy Joe, right?
That's the thing. He commands the room because he's talking
good.
He makes his jokes so loud. That's going to really rev me up to start speaking louder, to let my joke land even more.
It was, wow. A star is still here. I
have a question for you. Yeah. Between Worm with a Mustache, the go, that was hilarious. And Sloppy Joe, rank those for me.
Oh, I love the go, but I think that might be last.
I know. The bit we lived on,
that was a bit.
Higher.
That he didn't mean to be funny. Or he didn't mean to like yell something out, but that was hilarious. I loved the Sloppy Joe better, I think, just because of the reaction. Like everyone's silent. Mm-hmm. That is pure comedy to me because no one expected it. James was already mad about Worm with a Mustache, so he said it and everyone was like, fuck yeah. But James also didn't find enjoyment out of that comment when it first came. This was James knew. Pride. You know, he thought of it, and a second later, like, because he doesn't think before he speaks.
I was about to say.
It came right out, and he thought it was so funny.
He had, in that 1 second of delivery, that's when it clicked. This is an epic joke.
This is hilarious. And he even looked like it. He looked around and went, yeah.
Crushed that one.
That was so. Do you agree with my rankings?
I 1,000% agree.
This was top notch. So James also lets us know that as the weeks turn into months and the months turn into more months, it's this sandwich shop is just like Tweedledee and Tweedledittle Dick's, Schwartz and Sandy's. I love when he makes. Truly, you forgot to input one of my favorite James moments when he calls Sandoval up and he's like, you're putting your cocky cock in Raquel. that was good.
When he called Raquel when he was on the phone with Raquel.
Oh, that was it.
About Sandoval.
You're letting him put your cocky cock,
his little cocky
cock in you. That was good. And I love Tweedledittle Dick. Hilarious.
Oh my God.
So now we're off to Sir. So we get to Sir. Katie's bringing sandwiches for Lisa. Meanwhile, as they're waiting for Lisa to show up, Lala brings up to Ariana that she was at her house today. And Ariana's like, the fuck were you there for?
That would throw me off.
And Lala explains everything about how it was the breath work. And she had a great conversation with Tom Sandoval. And Ariana's like, thanks for telling me.
Why?
Amazing.
I still don't understand. Why are we going to Ariana with these, like, I had a good moment with Sandoval stories?
Yeah, I don't care.
She's not your audience.
I don't care. You should go to Sheena.
And then people are mad at her, at Ariana, when she's not enthusiastic about their stories.
She literally doesn't care. Yeah. So Ariana goes, you know why I wasn't there? Because I was at the vet because Tom Sandoval was irresponsible with my dog. And she tells us that he went into Ariana's room immediately.
No.
This is illegal.
Wait, he said that they had air conditioning issues and that's why he had to go in there. I'm like, what do you need to do in her room if you have air conditioning issues?
Let her sweat. Let her sweat it out.
Go into another room. You can feel the vent from there.
Oh, you think he was in there to get cool?
No, I think he was like checking the vents or like closing the vents.
Literally, why do you care if Ariana's room is hot or cold? Leave it what it is.
Call a technician to fix the fucking air conditioning. Why do you need to go into her room?
Don't go in my room. Second, Ariana, after Hotel Ziggy, got takeout, as we all do when we're drunk. And she left it there on her nightstand, as we sometimes do when we are hungover. So
1,000%.
He let Maya into the room.
This was an accident, I fully believe. He's in there, he shouldn't be, tinkering with something. Dog comes in.
Then he closes the door and leaves Maya in there for hours.
Yep.
That's... Sir. Yep. You didn't notice the big-ass dog that followed you into the room? When she was left in this room, she ate the food in there, which I don't know.
The remnants. It was skewers. She got like chicken satay skewers, so there must have been a little bit of chicken left over because it's a fucking piece of wood. And Maya ate the entire wood skewer.
I was going to say, I don't know the rules of dogs and what dogs can and can't eat.
That's how bad this is. It's not about that she ate food, or even I thought maybe she ate some styrofoam getting into that.
She ate a pointy wood? She ate pointy
wood.
Holy shit. So Ariana was busy at the vet, and the bill cost $6,000. So add that to Sandoval's house tab.
I'm actually shocked there are not bigger issues.
Yeah, thank God the vet was able to like do whatever. But for a second, I was on like Sandoval's side in the sense of like, why is Sandoval responsible for your dog? Like, I'm not responsible for your dog. But to lock the dog in there, like, that's crazy. I wouldn't even fucking do that.
If Ariana left the box in there and then left the dog in there, and then Ariana or Sandoval came in and left the dog in there because the dog was already in there, that's not his fault. If
Ariana closed her door, that's somewhere the dog shouldn't go.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
You just should not be going in her room at all.
So, yeah, first, stay out of my room. So Lala recommends having a conversation with Sandoval to talk it out. And Ariana goes, there's no way I'm having that conversation.
Why? What is the benefit?
You know what Ariana should do? She should have this conversation in front of the whole group so they can see how he reacts.
1,000% agree.
But we're not having this conversation 101. Absolutely not. So then Lisa's here. They bring her the sandwiches. Cannot believe the sandwich shop is not open. And Katie's like, forget about my sandwich shop. Get this. Schwartz and Sheena made out. Lisa almost chokes on her caprese salad or sandwich. Chokes. Chokes.
I would love to break news to Lisa and Ken. I just think it's so funny.
Ken shook.
They eat it up.
Ken can't believe. I saw a tweet that said that someone's convinced that when someone's talking about Tom in front of Ken, he has no idea which Tom is which.
He thinks it's just like one person.
No, he just, if you say Tom Schwartz, he has no idea which one that is. He just lives with like knowing that there's two Toms.
Tom did this. Yeah.
There's two Toms and Katie's talking about one of them. So, Katie did try to talk to Schwartz. She was like, yo, I heard about you and fucking Sheena. And he, of course, had nothing to say because it's Tom Schwartz. But now Schwartz, again, say a Tom's name 3 times. They show up like Bloody Mary. He's here. He joins he's like, hey, Lisa Ken, my ex-wife, my best friend's ex-girlfriend. Great. And Lisa immediately is like, I cannot believe you made out with Sheena. And Katie's like, it was so funny because I was really trusting and you fucked that up because you kept making out with people, including Sheena. And then they go, and now you have Sloppy Joe.
Oh my God.
The way Katie said it is so petty. I'm obsessed.
I know, but listen, the mean girl in me, I'm like, I love that Katie has this name for Joe now. Like,
thanks, James.
Grab your pitchfork because Katie will never let this nickname die. Like,
hilarious. James and Katie are really the dynamic duo we didn't know we needed.
You know what? We haven't talked about the Wolf Pack because they haven't been the Wolf Pack, and it truly is just James and Katie, in my opinion.
Yeah, they keep each other they're sane. And you know what? Throw Allie in there, the 3 of them.
True, you're right.
Could have the 3 of them should go out to dinner sometime. You know what? You could add Ariana in there too. Kick out Lala.
Absolutely. I think there's some fringe people, but James and Katie are the core of the Wolf Pack, and they will always have sidekicks.
Yeah, they're together. So, Schwartz is like, oh, I'm not going to deal with the Sloppy Joe stuff. I abort this conversation. And Ariana goes, oh, abort. It got hard. Life got hard.
I was like, wow, what a read. Get him, Ariana.
Cracking up. And Schwartz is like, Katie, how could you bring this up again? And Katie's like, oh, you just keep failing. I just have to keep bringing it up. And I was like, again? It's been 24 hours.
These boys are like, automatically turn themselves into the victim of situations they have caused. He's like, how could you do this to me?
I can't believe you're telling people about my bad decisions.
You cheated on me 12 years ago and lied to me for 12 years, and now you're upset?
Meredith, stop telling people how I hurt you so bad. Oh, it's my secret.
Again, in this world, when people are upset that other people know about the bad things they did, they love to go about how people are talking, not about the things they did. If you don't want people to talk about you like that, then don't do those things.
You're a mean girl and a bully. Shut the fuck up, you serial cheater. I swear I'm angry this episode.
I literally saw the wheels turning and you're like, I could literally talk about this I could monologue for the next 10 minutes about how much I hate it.
I could write a whole ass paper about everyone I hate in this episode. And then at the bottom, it would just be like, protect Ariana and Katie at all costs. They deserve better friends. And then it would go, Sheena's fine. I expect this from her. Everyone else on my shit list. Includes you, Brock. We'll get there. Anyway, so Schwartz goes to get a drink. And he tells Brock, here's my buddy Brock now. He got
Listen to what they did to me.
He got grilled about Sheena and Joe. Oh, it's not even his fault. And Schwartz admits he does handle conflict cowardly, but he wants to sit down with Katie and apologize. And I go, why haven't you just apologized yet?
Apologies aren't hard.
Why do Sandoval and Schwartz need to sit down with their ex-wives?
Because they need to be able to put the but in explanation afterwards. They need time for the explanation of why it doesn't really matter. Oh my
God, men are infuriating. Okay,
they need the time. They need minutes to discuss why it didn't really matter.
Then stupid Brock says Katie's overreacting to a kiss that happened 10 years ago. Guess what, bro? She just found out about it maybe 48 hours ago.
I'm like, okay, Brock, let's have somebody go kiss Sheena. And then 12 years from now, we'll tell you about it. Let me know how you feel about that.
What the fuck is your issue, dude? So then Brock tells Schwartz, he's like, hey, Katie shouldn't be overreacting about this. Because guess what? The other night, Katie left with someone in your friend group. And Schwartz is like, who? And I too was like, who?
I was like, oh, who?
And then he goes,
go Katie.
It's your boy, bro. And I go, who would know what that
meant? With the cryptics.
Who would know that?
A third story this episode where we don't get details. Why aren't we telling good stories?
it's your boy, bro. That could be anyone. As we know, Schwartz is a serial killer's wet dream. He's friends with everyone.
Yeah, but in my mind, I'm like, Katie would never with Sandoval.
I went, ew. She would never. I was like, who's
did aliens take over Katie? Why did Sandoval and Katie leave a location together?
Yeah, it was T. You're getting Brock's blind. No,
like, Brock, what is wrong with your eyesight?
So we find out it's Max from season 8, 9, the really bad one.
Yes, Queen.
But then I go, is Max Schwartz's boy?
I just assume when we say boy, we just mean a friend.
A friend.
A friend.
Okay, so Katie, whatever you got to do to get back at this man and get your needs met, I support. However, you could do better than Max. You could do better than fucking Max.
No shame to her at all. I don't think this was like some vindictive plot where she was like,
no, not at all.
I'm going to sit here and I'm going to get back at Schwartz tonight and I'm going to sleep with Max.
She's getting laid.
I think she's like, oh my God, we're both feeling it. Let's get laid tonight. A random person who you kind of know and like, this will be great.
I just wish I didn't hate Max. I want Katie
I don't really hate Max.
I hated Max.
I know, but I feel like if I knew Max and I like was actually friends with Max in person.
That's true.
I don't think he's like an annoying guy. Like, I think he's fine. He's just like that middle ground, like, let's just do this.
Ugh, Max. He had a bad season when we saw him and I just wasn't in it. And then he fucked Dana and Sheena and Kristen.
The Kristen part.
Like,
but here's the thing. He's open and he's ready.
Fuck.
He loves a good one night stand,
Yeah,
it seems. So like a great refresher.
So how did we know? All we know, we don't know what this is all Brock's telling us. Max's location was at Katie's apartment, and then he sent a straight mouth emoji and said it was meant to happen. Or it wasn't meant to happen.
I was like, I cannot imagine a guy sending a text. It wasn't meant to happen.
So then it was after the Hotel Ziggy. And this is when we find out it was Sheena looking at Max's location, to which Sheena tells us she has 56 people's locations.
Alicia, this is my worst nightmare.
Listen, I love a location. I do.
Giving or receiving or
both.
And mutual. Like
it should be mutual.
Okay, I agree.
I want it to be mutual. I'm not just going to send you my location and not get anything back. I love saying people's locations. I don't look a ton. It's mainly when I'm like, oh, I'm going to see if my mom's home so I can give her a call. Yep. And then while I'm looking at my mom's location, I'll just see where everyone else is. However, now the Apple has updated, so I could just click in my mom's contact and see her location and then call her from there. So I really haven't looked at people's locations recently.
Same. I use it to the same way you use it for your mom. I use it for my friend who is in grad school to see if she's at school or not, if I could FaceTime her. And then I use it if I am meeting up with you, I'm always early. And so then I'm like, oh, I wonder how long I'll have to sit here. So then I'll go to some friends and be like, I wonder where they are.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not mad you collect locations. 56 though is wild. And why are you looking?
I do not have random people I would not trust with my location, though. Like, 57 is too much for me.
Also,
for me personally, she can do whatever she wants.
If I'm drunk, I'm not remembering to look at your location to see if you got home. I'll just text you and say, you safe? Or I'll forget.
I'm just telling you, if somebody did this to me, I would immediately remove them from having my location.
Oh, for sure. Everyone should take Sheena
This
off.
is my worst nightmare. I know. I also, they talked about this on the after show. Some people are like, then I can't lie to you. And I'm like, that is how I feel. I want to be able to lie to you and tell you I'm busy, but I'm just laying on my couch. But also my therapist has told me that is also being busy. That is a rightful excuse, being at home.
I don't want to lie to you. That's fine. My fear is what Katie said on the after show, where you don't have my location, but you have a location of someone I'm with, so you know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That
I haven't consented to that information, but you have it from someone else, and then you were going around and talking about it.
And this is just another reason Katie should not trust.
And there's a difference between looking at it and you and your husband little giggling about it, whatever. I think
this is where I'm going to get
gossiping in a relationship, top notch. Love it.
we'll get into that. So,
but like the minute you take it outside is like that's where we're really causing problems. Again, when I have not consented to you having this information.
Yeah. So Schwartz is shook about Max, but he of course isn't going to get mad because he's
Schwartz is so fun. Max?
So then Sandoval's here. He brings tea because they went bowling.
Thank God that got cut.
Thank God. I literally wrote, thank God this got cut.
Why are they Western? I hate all of it.
Terrible. So Sheena and Lala see Sandoval with a random girl. They find Brock and Schwartz by the bar, so they go over by them. And then Schwartz immediately is like, hey, Katie fucked Max. I'm like, oh, so Katie can't tell people about you and Sheena, but you can go tell people about her and Max. Good to know. And Sandoval's like, oh, what a double standard when it comes to Katie. And I was like,
they make anything Katie does
the villain
a sin is
sin.
So insane.
Also, does this not yet prove that Sandoval did not change at all?
Yep.
Cool.
You all told her to get the fuck over it when Raquel and Schwartz kissed. So like
they hate women. They
bring
hate
that same energy.
They hate them. So Sandoval and Schwartz go to meet up with Lisa for some reason, leaving the most awkward pairing of the episode, T and Brock. Brock's like, so you went bowling, huh? If I was Sheena, I'd be like, get away from her.
He's like, I'm an important B character here. Hey, like, you're a Z.
You go bowling? So then Ariana and Sheena get up to go get water at the bar, and they meet Brock and T, and Brock tells them T and Sandoval just went bowling, and Ariana goes, how old are you? And T goes, 25, and Ariana goes, that makes sense. Hilarious. Right off the bat, hilarious.
What a great diss. I want to incorporate that into my life all the time.
So Ariana tells her, don't waste your time with a 41-year-old narcissist. And immediately I'm like, I love that he left T unattended because Ariana's about to set her the fuck straight. Then Brock is like, hey, Sheena, I told Schwartz about Max.
He's so happy when he says it.
Sheena is pissed. And this is where I agree with Sheena and I'm pissed at Brock. Because if we're in a relationship, if we're in a couple and we live together and we're fucking married and have a child together, what we talk about in our little home is what we talk about in our little home. And we do not tell people unless I say, let's tell people, or you say, let's tell people. You just can't go tell people what we talk about in our little house.
Especially the person who will get the most upset.
And like, you didn't tell me so I could do damage control with Katie? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Because the thing is like, if we were going to tell people, also, this is my information to share.
Yeah, I'm the one that did the dirty work, bitch.
Yes, you don't get to be the, oh, wow, guess what I know? No, you only know because I told you.
You're welcome. Yeah, this is my info. How dare you give me up for Schwartz? Oh, if I'm Sheena, the thing is like,
I will always gossip with my significant other, but it is a vault between us then.
You shut the fuck up unless I tell you to not shut the fuck up, you know?
You speak when spoken to.
So we hate men here. No, just kidding. We hate these men. So Sheena's immediately like, Brock, Katie and I are in a good fucking place. You just fucking ruined it.
I love her, like, hate whispering, yelling to him.
I loved it.
Because this is the most natural fight between Sheena and Brock.
This was great.
You, like, don't want Ariana to know yet.
Yeah. Brock, how could you do this to me?
Full-on damage control, and she does not have time to then be like, we're not talking about this on camera.
And then stupid fucking Brock goes, you're annoying me. Cut this out or I will go home. And
I wanted to reach that screen and slap him.
This is how I know I'm not ready for a big girl relationship, because if I'm Sheena, I'm going, go home then. And I will not talk to you. You will not. I will silently ignore you until you apologize and make things better. Mm-hmm. This is how I know I can't get married, because I will pick this over our marriage.
No. It's, you can get married or be with someone, but like, I don't think we would ever tolerate someone speaking to us like that. I would never want to do that to someone else either.
No, I will pick you disrespecting me over our marriage. And like, no, you will not do that. Absolutely not. No, we will divorce over this. How
Yeah, we're
dare
done.
you? But after something you did wrong.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
How dare. So meanwhile, then we cut to Ariana, who's telling T all about how Sandoval fucked Rachel in her house when her grandma
I can you imagine? You go bowling with a man in Western gear, and you thought that was gonna
immediately no.
That you thought that was going to be the lowest point of your date night, and you go to a bar afterwards, and his ex-girlfriend is there telling you that he cheated on her while her grandma was dying with some other girl
in her house. Nope. I love though T being like, you are so strong, and Ariana's like, you don't deserve this.
Yes, I want T to get on TikTok right now.
She doesn't hate you because you're dating the ex, but she's gonna let you know why you shouldn't.
If T is on the rest of this season and is hanging out with Sandoval,
then you're not
a girl's girl.
Yeah, we warned you. So they leave T at this bar, never to be seen again. Hopefully,
they're like, T, we're done with you.
Hopefully, she ghosted this man. Was like, Billy
I hope
Lee.
She called an Uber and went home.
Billy Lee, you're a bad friend. How could you set me up like this? So then Sheena goes back to the table and she sits and she's pissed. Rightfully so.
Yeah, but you're bringing attention to it because, like,
good. I would do this too because everyone's like, Sheena, why are you mad? And she goes, ask Brock. I too would have been like, yeah,
it's his
Brock.
Fault.
Why am I mad?
To do with it. Mm-hmm.
So Brock explains to Katie that he told Schwartz about Katie's interaction with Max. And I was like, them flirting at a bar, Brock? Don't be shady.
Also, well, here's my thing. Brock, you're such a big man when you're with those guys, like talking it up about how she fucked Max.
Katie, yeah.
Oh, now you're going to call it an interaction? Like, say it with your chest, bitch.
Say it with your chest, bitch. Eep. So then everyone's like, what does that mean? And Katie's literally like, what are you talking about? Because I'm sure she wants him to say it.
Yeah.
And Katie says, Max came over to my place afterward. What's the deal? And Brock's like, no deal. I just let him know that his best friend was at his ex-wife's house.
That's not what you said.
And Katie's like, why does Schwartz need to know?
Mm-hmm.
Question. And Brock then this is when I'm so heated. When I tell you Brock, he says, because Katie, you got up Schwartz's ass for keeping it in the friend group, and here you are with his best friend. And I went, first of all, Max isn't his best friend, okay?
They did say on the after show they are very close.
Fine, but
so I would say if a year ago this would be inappropriate.
First of all, shut the fuck up. Second of all, this is a year and a half after the divorce.
And and Schwartz disrespected already.
Third of all, after 5 months of separation, she put this in place, and he was the one that disregarded it and did not follow it.
They both agreed on it. They both agreed on that boundary.
He disrespected her feelings. He disregarded what she asked for. Why should she be held to that standard a year later?
And shamed her when she was upset with it.
And shamed her. But now Schwartz can get upset about it.
Because Katie's a hypocrite.
Brock, you're such a piece of shit. When I tell you I was rooting for you. But I hope Sheena rips you to fucking shreds. I hope you never find a moment of peace again. I'm mad.
I am so angry because who the fuck are you, Brock?
Who are you, you Australian prick?
Get out of this country right now.
Get out. Sheena divorced him so he loses his green card. Get out. I don't actually know if he has a green card, but get him out. Arrest this man.
Okay, I have to ask you a question because this theory is floating around the internet too, that Sheena is mad because she wanted to drop this information at the time she deemed. Do you think Sheena would have dropped this information during this season?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yes. I think though she would have dropped it to Katie, been like, I know this.
I think she would have dropped it like a girl's night.
Yes, but it would have been dropped to Schwartz first.
I agree. I think the intent would have been to embarrass Katie, I think.
Yes, it would have been to embarrass Katie.
Yeah.
But it was Sheena's info to drop to begin with.
That's true. And she wouldn't have shamed her for like hooking up with a friend. It would just been like, oh, I saw this
Sheena would have made a joke and been like, we've both hooked up with Schwartz and Max. Sheena, Brock, you really fucked up what we could have gotten.
Wow. That would have been incredible.
So Katie says what we've been saying. Like, if Schwartz is going to fuck around in the friend group and not give a single fuck, why shouldn't I do that?
Mm-hmm.
And Lala, fuck you, Lauren from Utah, then decides to talk about how she doesn't recognize this version of Katie that's seeking revenge because Katie's just the type to talk about it, but not do it. Well, fuck you. If she's talking about it, she's going to fucking do it. As she should.
Like, you're cool with her talking about it, but the minute she actually, like, does something she says she's going to, you're like, I can't believe it. She was lying to me. She wasn't.
You on your fucking high horse all of a sudden? Get out. You are the one giving BJs for PJs. Let us live in our delusion.
Also, what does this have to do with you, Lala?
Honestly, stop picking the boys over the girls. Stop being mad that Ariana's getting attention and signing with Sandoval. Stop being mad that Katie's seeking revenge and signing with Schwartz. Stop this.
I don't think she's seeking revenge, though, but even if she was.
Fine. Do it. But like, either way, why is Lala always like, oh, the boys are like, she's the one giving us this narrative.
That's so true. She is like helping back this narrative that like the boys, whoa, is me, all this stuff.
Like,
it's giving
crazy?
Sheena's like, when is it ever going to be about me? I'm like, Lala, you are not that close with Schwartz. Why are you offended that Katie supposedly lied?
You drank juice with him once.
You drank
Calm
juice.
down.
You did a stupid syringe jello shot with him. What are you, like, blood brothers now?
Christ. So Brock is like, I would kill my friend if he did that. Which, yeah, why aren't we attacking Max? This is Schwartz's ex-wife. She's not gonna care about Schwartz's
Your friend
feelings.
should care more.
Go to Brock.
Nope. Max.
Or go to Max. You know what?
But also
fuck Brock up too. Yeah. So Sheena then sorry. Sheena then all loud and proud describes how she figured this out with Max's location.
Now she's not mad.
She's like, yeah, I'm the one that figured it out. I have Max's location.
Since I didn't get to drop the information the way I wanted to, let me all tell you how I crushed this.
As you can tell, I take Sheena seriously.
The pride seeping out of this woman.
My God. Sheena, hilarious. So Katie then is like, what the fuck, Sheena? Sheena didn't see that one coming, I guess. And Lala does say that's fucked up of Max. But then in her interview, she feels like everyone's full of shit. Ariana's lying about her financial situation. Sheena's looking at people's locations. What the fuck is that full of shit for? If you said before this episode, who's one person that has 56 people's location and checks it all the time? But why is that shady? Anyway, Lala's all mad because Schwartz and Sheena hid that they hooked up. And now Katie's hooking up with her ex-husband's best friend. So she leaves because she's annoyed with everyone.
Okay, in none of these situations do these people owe you the information that like Sheena stalks people's locations and kissed Schwartz when you weren't on the show 12 years ago, and that Katie hooked up with Max, and that why is Ariana's financials your business? I don't understand why this is
Lala,
your business.
Just sending you a text to let you know I looked at Max's location. Kiss, kiss, bye.
Kiss, kiss. Hey, it's Ariana. I just wanted to let you know that I took out $5 from my bank. I went to the ATM. Kiss, bye.
Kiss, bye. That's how I want to end every episode now is kiss, kiss,
like,
bye.
Can you add people on Venmo requests? Because, like, let's make sure we're all adding Lala.
Also, you're giving Major Joe energy of, like, not understanding the show and then fucking leaving when you don't like it.
Now I have to wake up every morning and think about Sheena, and then every time I do anything with my financials, I have to tell Lala.
If you kiss anyone, you have to tell Lala. If you hook up with anyone, you have to tell Lala. And you know what? If you look at anyone's location, you should tell Lala.
I'm exhausted.
Somehow thinking about Sheena is easier than all of that.
1000%.
So, what a stupid fucking episode. No, but this, may I say,
so
this
angry.
podcast, one of our best works. So next time, James has a pool party. Schwartz brings up fucking Max to Katie. Everyone's telling Ariana what to do. Sandoval keeps trying to talk to Ariana, and she's pissed that people expect her to accept him talking to her.
What planet am I
on? I'm pissed. Okay, should we do accepted and blocked? There's a lot of blocks for me, so you might have to go first so I can
block first and you go, because then that way I can pick another one of them.
Oh my god, it could be Lala, it could be Brock, it could be Schwartz, it could be Sandoval. But you know what? I'm gonna go with fucking Lauren from Utah. I think she's a bad fucking friend. I think she's a bad friend to Katie, to Ariana, and to Sheena. I think she only wants to do what benefits her, and that's fine. But taking no regard to other people's feelings is the issue. You can be selfish and still respect other people's feelings.
Yeah.
Also, why are you so high and mighty all of a sudden? Why is every crappy thing everyone does, oh, it's not me because I don't do crappy things? No, you're doing crappy things because you're a crappy friend and you're probably a crappy person. Go back to Utah. Leave me alone. I didn't mean that. I'm sure Lala.
This ends Alicia's TED Talk about how she hates Lauren from Utah.
There's a potential I fall in love with Lala next episode. We don't know.
True.
But today...
That's Lala. She was Lauren today.
My cup is full with bullshit. Okay? I'm over the bullshit. You give me any bullshit today, I'm fighting you. That's where I'm at.
We're looking at you,
Fuck
Sarah.
Fuck you. Yeah. Sarah's going to edit this and be like, Alicia's going to fight me.
True.
If you live in Denver.
I have a 50-50 shot on that Alicia's changing her flight tomorrow.
So I'm going to Chicago, I'm going to Denver to fucking fight. Yeah, there's a good chance. There's a good chance I'm not going to sleep tonight because I'm just going to be pacing.
You're wired.
I know. I got to calm down. Anyway, you go.
Anyway.
Who are you blacking? There's so many.
I got to go Brock.
Yeah, fuck him.
Dude, you're not that important to be able to drop some bombs like this. Like, actually, like, I would have hated Sheena when she did it, but like it would have been an epic moment. And Brock is showing me that he, at the end of the day, will always be this like, oh, gotta tell the dudes everything. Like, I'm on the dude side. Like, I'm a guy on this show with the Toms. No. This wasn't your information to tell. And the way you're trying, like, the way he told it when he was with Schwartz to make Katie like she is the worst human on this planet, then gets in front of her face and is like, oh, I was just telling Tom about an incident. Say it with your chest.
I actually can't. He's such a fucking little prick. Okay, so now let's talk about happy things. I'm accepting Katie. I love her. I'm in love with her. I want to be her. I want her energy. I think she is always being villainized. And sometimes, yes, I did agree because I thought she was insufferable.
Oh,
but
everybody has their
not
moments.
this season. Not this season. She is queen. And if we don't support her, if you don't support Katie, you can stop listening to this episode. This is a Katie Stan episode.
I co-sign.
Stop listening to this podcast. We're going to love Katie the rest of the season. I already know it. Who are you accepting?
Yeah. Oh, this is tough because...
Honestly, my second was Sheena, if you want to take that one.
Absolutely not. I can't co-sign that because of the 57 locations. I'm going to literally have a nightmare tonight about people tracking me. I'm going to go... This is hard.
Ooh, I have a good one. That's not Sheena.
I have to go with James.
Yep, that was my backup.
James brings the group together in a way that is not attacking Ariana, which the show needs. This follows a friend group. We do need to see people together. He handles, like, every time he sits at a table with Sandoval very well. Like, he is friendly without being up Sandoval's fucking ass. And then he crushed it with that sloppy Joe joke.
Oh my God, the sloppy Joe alone.
Yeah.
Was so funny.
James truly is number one guy in this group because he brings everybody together. He, like, hosts events with his little DJing gigs that get people out and about and at his things. But, like, he's working. He's hustling. Not only on this show, but he's DJing and actually probably getting paid for that too. He's double dipping on this show.
Good for James.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have a lot of
Podcast by the people.
I would also like to just give a shout out to Tierney, who has responded to, like, everyone's comments that they also posted on here.
Love cross-commenting.
And sometimes it just created a little discussion. So how lovely.
Love.
Thank you, Tierney, for doing the Lord's work. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, Chrissy said, oops, already yelling. Oh, she yelled at me on Instagram because
I got to it really
was
late and I was like, hey, I saw this, but I already saw Alicia posted it.
I was late, sorry. Okay, so I didn't even see that. So
she said she just really needed a comment right in that moment.
I'm so sorry.
And I totally understand it.
Okay, she bullet pointed for me. 1, Lala and Schwartz' weird friendship makes me happy. Oh, no. They both have a personality that I'm digging. Plus, Lala talking about her vagina when she's nervous made me giggle. I am jokes when I'm nervous, so I get it. Oh, man. Chrissy's going to hate me this episode. I'm so sorry.
I bet she does not stand the rest of Lala's behavior.
We'll see. So, 2, the 12 years ago kissing turned into a few years ago, and the first round of telephone was, who am I kidding, expected. Yeah, but it was fucking bullshit. So, 3, hashtag save Anne from Ariana was the best. And Anne asking to fill Ariana's assistant position was something I didn't know I needed. I know I need that.
Ariana did say they're working on something in the future, so I don't know what that means.
A tell-all book about how terrible Sandoval is. No, I don't know. That was made up.
I would love. Maybe she'll be a guest on our podcast or something.
Oh, I would love. So, 4, I felt bad for Joe, but then Ariana spoke about the Thanksgiving and I didn't feel bad anymore. How can you trust a girl in the friendship when she kept a secret? Exactly. She's not a girl's girl. Joe is not to be trusted. We know. 5, we all have the right to evolve. I love Lala. She may be my favorite this episode. Oh, man.
Chrissy, I tried. I tried to give you room.
Like I said, there is a possibility I fall in love with Lauren from Utah next episode, okay?
No, again, you fall in love with Lala. That's the good side. Lauren from Utah, the bad side.
Lauren from Utah. But it's great that we all have differing opinions. That's what we're trying to project.
We always want to hear them, even if we don't like them.
Maybe I was a little harsh on Lala. I know.
Not at all. It was hilarious.
Also, I was in a bad fighting mood to begin with.
True.
Yeah.
Chrissy, let us know if you hate Alicia as much as she hates.
Oh my God, we can
Lauren.
fight too, Chrissy, but I'm scared. So I think Lala is my pick for number 1 girl of the group currently, and Katie is my number 1 guy of the group. Oh, for sure. Yeah, all right, I'll support that. I was about to be like, why is it not Katie? But you're right. She's number 1 guy in the group.
You won her back over.
You're right. My final thoughts is, if I was Ariana and my roommate wasn't trustworthy, why would you leave your children with them? Hey, did getting sick can't be the only Sandoval issue? Yeah, I get it, but it's both their house currently.
And both their dog. It always says Maya, Tom and Ariana's dog, by the way.
Who knows? But no, I get that. He's obviously not trustworthy. However, I wouldn't think that someone would be that petty to like do.
Yeah. You know what I think it is?
With my dog.
And this isn't Anne's responsibility, but Anne was probably hungover post Taylor Swift concert and was not at the house to oversee her boss.
Yeah. I think that's it. If I'm Ariana, I wouldn't think he would do anything to hurt the dog. And yeah, maybe like opening the door. It was
an accident, and I understand that.
But locking the dog in there.
But that's the thing, is like there's never accountability with like where
his thought and minds are. Yeah.
You have responsibility in this. Yeah.
Okay. So Tyranny says, I have only one comment about the actual show. Sheena and Schwartz totally made out. Probably. I mean, sure. I will bet that she was in Vegas, or she was the Vegas makeout that Schwartz had. Here's why I think Sheena never said anything. She was with Shay at the time and didn't want to blow up her own relationship. She literally showed all of Sir Stassi's sex tape. If she wasn't in a relationship, she totally would have used it as a storyline. And wasn't it Sheena who told Katie that he made out with one of Sheena's friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the biggest evidence I do point to be like, was that situation actually Sheena?
Yeah,
it's Sheena telling Katie.
That's wow, Sheena.
I actually really hope this comes up at the reunion. I want more discussion about this.
So too. I want exact timelines. So now on to the after show, because I've been saying I love it. So Jack, Schwartz, and Sandoval once again tried to slut shame Katie about sleeping with Max. Yeah, they're 3 shitty people. So
I need those old Vanderpump Rules people off this after show. It's not their show. Stop pushing them on me. I don't want to watch The Valley. Get them the fuck off my TV.
I already hate fucking Jax. I don't need him to comment on things I love, like the show. So then they brought up Sheena and Schwartz. Katie said she wasn't surprised because it's Schwartz. She's more surprised that was kept from her. Agreed.
Mhm.
Ariana asked if Katie would have broken up with Schwartz, and she said yes because it was a friend and not a random. Yeah, so Sheena should have told.
I'm 50-50 on if she actually would have.
Yeah, well, hindsight's 2020. We don't actually know. I do think it would have been different if Sheena had said something. I think Katie might have not
asked for a ring.
Yeah, she wouldn't have given the ultimatum. So Jax tries to say that Brittany and he only share locations for safety and for crews. LMAO, no dude, she has it because she doesn't trust your ass. Yeah, Jax sucks. Why is
Brittany
he here?
said she revoked it because she got mad at him once. I'm like, oh my God.
This is why. My God. See, if it's used for this, don't give me your location.
Their separation, I believe, is real now.
Yeah, for sure. So Sandoval brings up the lawsuit and he still wants to keep the house. He told James he wants his kids to grow up in that house. What the fuck? Yeah, the house where you fucked your mistress, sure.
That's what I'm saying is like, okay, there's the house that you shared with a 10-year relationship and then started an affair at and continued on an affair. That's the house you want to raise your children in?
And then ideally you meet a different woman to have children with?
Yeah.
She's going to move into this house? I wouldn't move into this house. It's haunted.
No.
By your gross
girlfriend's
dick.
past.
Yeah, bye. They discussed Joe and her being, quote, bullied. Sheena and Dodie basically say that it's not bullying. It's they don't like her.
Yeah.
Shut up, Kristen.
I don't really think it's bullying. I think Sheena went a little too far with the hat thing.
That was weird.
That had no benefit.
Yeah.
But we're on a show and we're going to shit talk people.
I don't think it was bullying.
And
they don't like you.
Yeah, I think the bullying in reality TV sense of the world is a little out of hand right
That's
now.
the thing. If it was real life, this is definitely could be bullying. But we're on a show. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be around us. And we have to talk about you.
Yeah.
It'd be weirder if they just didn't talk about her.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so Dodie did say she feels bad for Joe for how Schwartz is leading her on. Agreed.
Yeah.
The ladies do recognize that she had a panic attack. Schwartz said they're also used to the cameras, but Joe isn't. Then don't go on reality TV.
I get that. That's rough.
Sheena admitted that she was in a situationship with a woman before Brock. She said he would get uncomfortable with her kissing women. Or women. She did admit that she kissed Dana at Coachella last year, which was the final straw. Oh, looks like Brock's angry that people are mean. You know what? Fuck Brock. Sheena should make out with all the women. Sheena, you ever want to make out? Brock, let's do it.
I thought if somebody made out with somebody in a relationship, they should just get over it. It's not that big of a deal that Sheena and Brock, or Sheena and Schwartz made out. Like, why is Katie upset? I thought that's what you were saying.
It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Fuck off. But also, I would love to hear more about Sheena's situationship with a woman. Why didn't we get any of that?
Yeah.
So, they, of course, asked Lala about Sandoval and his weird-ass breath work. I can't with any of that, and I'm ignoring the segment. Great. Lala and Brittany then discuss the dumpling latte. Lala jokes that she would sleep with Sandoval for those, and she and Brittany both agree he had his needle dick. I don't like coffee, so this does nothing for me. So yeah,
I don't understand what's in it. If somebody knows, please.
Yeah, what's a
DM me on
latte?
Instagram because I'm interested in making it if it's an incredible latte. I don't need him to make me one. I'm a strong, independent woman.
Shout out. So that's how they ended the after show. Anyways, this week for Accepted, I'm choosing Ariana. My poor Maya. Sandoval attempted to talk to her, and she looked smoking at that party where she talked to Sandoval's date. Blocked would have to be Sheena. I really think she was the Vegas makeout that Schwartz told Katie about. Probably.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then Tierney says, have a great week. And I'll try and add my thoughts and recap about the Valley to the Friday Bravo thoughts.
Yeah. Everybody join the Friday
Bravo
thoughts.
That's my plug for everyone to join Patreon as they should. Tierney doing the Lord's work.
Tierney is literally moderator and inspiration of Friday Bravo thoughts. So
honestly, Tierney, thank you for that.
I feel like it should be like Tierney's corner. I wish like she had edit access to like start that Friday post.
Oh my God, I love. Tierney, let us know what you want us to call it. It could be
called, you can rename it, Tierney. It's like it's for you. Well, it's for us, all of us.
Tyranny's
But,
the one
like-
though that always would message us on Instagram with her thoughts
Yes.
though. So
Yeah.
you are the one that's like, I'm going to take it off of Instagram.
I'm going to take it.
We're going to make
to
it a
get
community
multiple
thing.
thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, Tonat says, I couldn't have Anne as my assistant because she's too timid for me, and I feel on my nicest day I would walk over her and probably make her cry. I don't know. Anne deals with a lot. If you're a personal assistant, you fucking deal.
I need you to smile through all the bullshit stuff I have
Look
to give
like
you.
You're enjoying me being insufferable.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Anne works for Sandoval because she wants to work for Sandoval. If she didn't want to, she'd quit. Well, sometimes, as Meredith and I know,
wants to move up. And before all this happened, I bet she wanted to move up in the ranks into like personal assistants and like
also
get to higher ups.
Sometimes you gotta do jobs you don't like for certain perks. I'm currently loving my job because I got something I wanted.
True. And can you imagine the resume she can write now being like, I managed Sandoval's life during the most chaotic social media storm of 2023.
You're welcome. Okay, Tonette says, I'm not okay with the girls bullying Joe regardless of the reason. Sheena taking Joe's hat was so disrespectful.
I know.
That sloppy Joe joke was funny though. Yeah, that was fucking awesome. Sucks for her though. She's now known as Sloppy Joe.
I feel like reality TV sometimes is hard because you're like, I find enjoyment out of shitty things.
Yeah, it was fun.
But we just have to call it great for our entertainment.
Watching Sandoval's breathing exercise made me feel dirty. Ugh, it made me feel angry. Dirty. Anyway, so Katie and Max fucking is so on point and pretty typical for the group. Yeah, I don't know why we're surprised. Yep. I literally just finished rewatching season 8 when Kristen admitted to fucking Max at their reunion.
Oh my God.
In the end, Katie can fuck who she wants when she wants. Why should Katie take Tom's feelings into consideration when Tom gave 0 fucks about hers when they were married? Tom doesn't have a leg to stand on and can suck Katie's dick. That's right. Her BDE. Suck it, bitch. Okay. And then last comment. Well, we build off of this, but Lauren says, feels like our boy Max is trying to get back on reality TV. He's not going to. According to Sheena, he looked at her location and invited himself to the party that night. Not a crazy.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so Max is also creeping on locations because who does that? I've never looked at someone's location to be like, are you out?
I can't imagine being like, oh my God, Alicia, you're at this bar. Are you going to be there long?
I would be like, no one invited you.
I would look at that and immediately put my phone down and be like, didn't see it.
What the fuck? Yeah, okay. Not a crazy assumption to think that sleeping with Katie would be a storyline for him. Then he was at boys' night on the Valley, but the producers never acknowledged him. Pretty safe to say the producers don't want his ass back.
Oh my God.
Oh. Well, he was fired for like racist tweets.
Weirdly, I understand the hustle. If you see Jax and Kristen are about to get back on reality TV, you're like...
That's true. Who also had racist moments.
Yep. Is this my opportunity? The hustle to dabble in both shows.
Do it,
wow.
Max was willing to give up his friendship with Schwartz to get back on reality TV.
Oh, he was about to gain a hell of a lot more.
Great. Do your thing. Lauren says, I do not care what Katie does. She is free to live her life. None of them screw around in the group and think it won't get out. She 100% intended for Schwartz to find out, and none of us feel sorry for Schwartz.
No.
Honestly, bad bitch energy. Go for it.
Absolutely.
There was no way that Sheena could have ever told Katie about the Schwartz kiss previously.
No.
Agreed. There was no. Two options. She just picked the wrong one.
That is the only time Sheena has been loyal in her life is to this, keeping this story a secret.
Rock out. And I do not believe that Katie would have broken up with him over it, as she claimed on the after show. However, I love anything that causes producers use the my own boyfriend is sticking up for the whore in their clip. There has been top-notch use of old clips this year. Yeah, but I think it's because a lot of people are just joining now and they don't know like what we've dealt with.
Or that if they have gone back to watch, understanding the time lapse, like they're really big on putting years with old clips too, to be like, this was 10 years ago, even if you watched it 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, I just know my friend at work who only watched 10 and 11 is like, she's like, oh, Sheena's so shitty for not telling Katie. And I was like, no,
You don't
did you not see that
understand.
clip? That was somehow the best it was for Sheena. Like, it was bad
You're
in
like,
there.
that was one clip out of like 6 years.
Yeah, it was bad. So Tierney then was like, did you see that Max showed up at Guys Night on the Valley? It was a quick flash, but he was there and 1,000% agree that he's trying to get back on reality TV. And everyone's like, yeah, we totally saw him. He's just trying to get back. So everyone agrees. So shout out.
Good to know.
Okay, I think that's it. It is a longer episode, but Meredith and I had a lot to go on, and I was ready to fucking fight someone.
Do you feel better? Do you feel like this was a cathartic release?
I felt great.
Good.
I love being mad sometimes. Okay, so do all the things. Follow us for the rest of the season. We're doing our meetup. Don't forget. So this is if you want to sign up for the Patreon, do it immediately so you can join for $5. Meredith, anything else before I sign us off with? Okay, we got James's quote, because Meredith and I have come to the realization you may not know what this is from, but James in I think season 5 gave us this quote, and I've never stopped using it. So as James would say, forget what you heard and remember where you heard it first.